Australia and places as such. We've been continuing this tradition ever since IAMC was formed 19 years ago in 2002. And now obviously we've expanded with 23 chapters across the nation, but we continue this tradition. We hope to keep it alive. And before we do get into this wonderful line of speakers that we have today, we'll be initiating the event by the flag hosting ceremony. So I ask everyone to stand up, and Ibrahim Bhai will play the video for us here. Thank you so much, Ibrahim Bhai, for playing the video. But before we do carry on today with our event, with our wonderful speakers, we do want to address what happened yesterday with another solemn occasion, that on the death anniversary of our father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, we are saddened to hear the statue of Gandhiji in California was vandalized. IAMC strongly condemns this, and Indian American Muslim Council, which is an advocacy group dedicated to safeguarding India's pluralist and tolerant ethos today, strongly condemned the vandalization and destruction of Mahatma Gandhi's statue in the city in California. This action has hurt the sentiments not only of Indian American community, but of millions of people in the United States who continue to be inspired by Gandhi's struggle for peace, pluralism, and justice and his legacy. And I would just like to read out the statement of IAMC right here. So on the occasion of his death anniversary, IAMC has also drawn attention to the fact that the same hateful and divisive ideologies that claimed Mahatma Gandhi's life continue to plague the world, albeit in different forms. Gandhiji was assassinated not just by a member of the RSS, but by the Hindu nationalist movement that continues to be characterized by its deep hatred towards minorities and towards India's cherished tradition of tolerance and pluralism, said Mr. Rashid Ahmed, Executive Director of IAMC. The destruction of Gandhi's statue in California is an outcome of the relentless assaults on the peace icon's legacy, including the glorification of his murder by the RSS and its affiliates such as the BJP, the ruling party of the current Indian administration, added Mr. Ahmed. So the IAMC completely condemns what happened in the vandalization of the statue. So that is just something that we wanted to set clear here today. But on a more positive note, that was a bit solemn, but on a more positive note, we have a wonderful, esteemed, renowned guest here, Mr. Sushant Singh, who's an Indian television character, actor, television actor, activist, author, and presenter, known for his works predominantly in Savdan India and Hindi cinema. He made his film debut in 1998 with Ram Gopal Varma's Satya. He attracted attention in this 2000 film Jungle, receiving critical acclaim for portraying slain Bandit Durga Narayan Chaudhary, went on to appear in period dramas such as Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar and The Legend of Bhagat Singh, establishing himself in Bollywood. He has also starred in Telugu films. He hosted the crime show Savdan India, aired by Life OK and Star Utva. He was the honorary secretary of Sinta until May 2020. He has co-authored the book Queens of Crime with Gurpreet Yadav. Thank you so much, Mr. Sushant Singh, for being here with us today. It's an absolute honor to have you.
Thank you so much, Amina. Thank you so much. And you people are doing wonderful work. And kudos. Keep it up. And I don't even know what I have done to deserve to be on such an august panel in such august company. I've not even been jailed yet. So, hi, Safura. I think you're there. You know what I'm talking about. So, well, today's topic, which you choose, I'll be very brief. It's been a very long day. I'm in a hotel somewhere for my shoot. Sorry for my unkempt appearance, but that's the look for my next movie. I can only talk about, I'm not good with speeches. I can talk about my experiences. During the NTCA NRC protests, what I experienced is something, it still haunts me. I stood with the students, and then there was a call for a rally at August Kranti Maidan in Mumbai. I went there to participate, and when I was entering the venue, a lot of Muslim brothers and sisters, they were standing there. And when they saw me, they were saying thank you. That felt bad. I mean, when your own countrymen are thanking you for taking a stand, that's painful. That's how low our society has come down. And then after I attended the function, the rally, and then when I was going back, this young man, who must have been in his 30s, he kept following me, and finally he asked me if he could hug me. He hugged me and broke down. This young Muslim guy. And it was a traumatic moment for me. How insecure we've made one particular community in our country, in our society. So yeah, wounds are gaping open, and before we can heal, before we even get a chance to heal, every new day comes with new wounds. CANRC was a year back, and then riots in Delhi, and then now farmers are sitting on the borders of Delhi, and there's violence against them. And community after community, section after section is being victimized. So we don't even get a chance to heal the old wounds. But yes, we do need to. Maybe something like, the truth and reconciliation process which happened in South Africa. All of us need to own up, confess. It's not just about 1947 or 1984 or 2002 or 1983. Yeah, I don't know if I'm making any sense. But yes, we need to heal. And not just India. All of us humans, because we are so scarred that wherever we go, whatever we do, we leave behind scars on our planet, on everywhere. That's about it here. Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, and keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sushant Singh, and you did make sense completely. Thank you for that, and for just that message of we do need to come together because as humans, you're right, we do leave a lot of wounds, especially in the climate that we're living in today. Thank you. Next, we have Ms. Safura Zargar, a name that I'm sure all of you have heard. She's an Indian student activist leader from Kishtwar, Jammu and Kashmir, best known for her role in the Citizenship Amendment Act protest. She's an MPhil student of Jamia Millia Islamia and media coordinator of the Jamia Coordination Committee. Zargar was in custody from April 10th until June 24th, 2020, accused of being part of a conspiracy to cause riots and of making an inflammatory speech on February 23rd, 2020. Delhi police said that Zargar was involved in a, quote, sinister design with the objective of uprooting a democratically elected government. We all know this was complete false implications, and the Delhi High Court granted Zargar bail at the fourth application on 23rd June 2020, and she was released late on June 24th, 2020. Ms. Safura Zargar, we welcome her here today.
Actually, sister, I think she's still not online.
She's running a bit late, no problem. Yeah, we will definitely get back to her. Next, we have our brother, Mr. Anil Wagde, and he has held senior positions in CSS Corp, in Cap Gemini, and other places. He's leading the fight for reservation in PhD at ILM Ahmedabad. He's an activist and has helped in galvanizing anti-CAA and NRC protests at Atlanta with Muslim and Ambedkarti organizations. He's a diversity activist who believes that excluded minorities, women, and Dalits can contribute immensely to the society if integrated well into the society. We welcome Mr. Anil Wagde.
Thanks, Sister Amina. Happy Republic Day. On this occasion, I would like to read the preamble. The preamble reads thus: we, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. This preamble captures the dream of founders of our nation. We all must resolve to create that just society where there is justice for all, not only justice for all, but all types of justice, social, economical, and political. The order in which it reads social, economical, and political is important. Humans are social animals, and hence social justice ensures everyone just and equal society. While we have probably achieved political equality, one person, one vote, but we as a society are still struggling to get social and economic justice. Increasingly, the wealth is getting concentrated in the hands of the few. Liberty, especially liberty to worship or religious freedom, is seriously under attack. If tomorrow's India is defined by today's Uttar Pradesh, we have a serious challenge on the likelihood of things to come. Acts like love jihad are being used to target Muslim youth is unfortunate, to say the least. Two consenting adults decide to marry. What government has got to do with it? If someone wants to change religion, and yes, as long as it is not coerced, why government should prevent me from the right to choose and practice my faith, a right that emanates from the preamble? Do we have equality in opportunity? Given the biases against the downtrodden, there are reservation laws in India. Are they being implemented? We had met Professor D'Souza, director of IAM Ahmedabad, Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad. You know what he said? Oh, the faculty is not yet ready and willing to implement reservation. As a result, in top 10 IIMs out of 600 professors, there are less than 10 SC/ST professors. When I looked at the top 4 IIMs, there is only one Muslim professor. Should the implementation of laws of the land be left to the whims and fancies of such Brahminical professors? Shouldn't we strive to create equal opportunity for women who are less than 15% in IITs even today? For the Muslims who are 15% of the population, but are represented very poorly in government jobs, academic institutions, and academic institutions? Such premier institutes are becoming preserves of the Savarnas. Talking about fraternity, less said the better. Anyone who opposes the government is anti-national. There is no respect for each other. There is no camaraderie. People are put into jails and are left there for months and years without trial on the flimsiest of the grounds. Dr. Kafil Khan, Dr. Anantel Tumde, Varavara Rao, Stan Swami, Varnan Gonsalves, Sudha Bhardwaj, the list is long. Our constitution is under attack. Our preamble is under attack. And in that sense, the idea that is India, unity in diversity, is under attack. We must fight these government's policies like CAA, NRC, anti-farmer laws, and make the government responsive to people's rights and needs. If we look at the recent record of turns in US elections, the change of regime here in the US, the Georgia turning blue, gives me some hope that in India also the change is coming. Before I conclude, I urge everyone to practice social distancing, wear masks, take vaccines as and when available and eligible. Jai Bharat, Happy Republic Day.
Thank you so much to our Mr. Anil Day. And we have Sister Sephora with us right now, I believe. So if we can, without any further ado, have her on. I believe she's here.
Assalamu alaikum to everybody who's here, who's attending here. And Amina, thank you so much. IAMC panel having me here. After I think it's been a long time, after a very, very long time, I have, come out. And I mean, it feels good to meet people for a change. Although, this is all online, but yes, actual meeting would have been better. But so today, first of all, through this medium, I would like to thank everybody around the world who have, spoken out for me, who stood by me. It definitely was a very, very, very hard phase of my life. It was unexpected. It was sudden, and all over the world, people who have prayed for me. In India, activists who have stood by me, students, my friends, my family, my husband, everybody. I would like to extend a heartfelt thanks to everybody who stood by me in which is probably and hopefully the hardest time of my life. And today, obviously for me personally, this Republic Day was a little different than the rest. Than it. In fact, my whole life is very different since being out, and it just gave me so much to think about. And since the topic today that I was told that we would be talking about is need for healing in India. So to begin with, obviously there is a need for healing in India. When your jails are filled with scholars, filled with students, filled with social activists, farmers, and intellectuals, professors, teachers. You just need to take a moment, you just need to pause, and you just need to think that this certainly is something wrong. And there is, in fact, it is more than wrong. We've come past the wrong thing. Something is terrifying. It is terrifying that merely words can put you behind bars. It can shatter your life. It can shatter your careers for a very small thing. As students or as a citizen of a country, as an aware citizen of a country, as an active citizen of a country, which we all should be, you have a right and a responsibility to speak on any issue that is happening around you in your country, that you see that you need to speak about it. But the fact of the matter today is that I frankly did not expect that it would lead me to jail, because what I was thinking was that I am just doing my part. Like it's a movement, everybody's participating in movement, and I'm just trying to do my part. But yes, it did put me behind bars, and it just changed the course of my life. So yeah, there is people like it is, and it is not about me. Like for I feel that I was, thankfully, alhamdulillah, I was very lucky that there, like my case, it blew out of proportion. I got so much of support. People stood by me. But there are many cases in India right now, in which are unknown. Although media, some of the media, the actual media, has been picking up these cases, and we're all very tired, to like who to speak up for. Like, there are so many people around us, so many good humans who are now prisoners of conscience. And that this is all that makes me think that yes, there is a need for healing in India, because it just scars you. Everyday violence is one thing, but when you are just lifted up from your place, you are debased, you are suddenly, like, you have no floor under your feet, and you are just at the mercy of other people. You are at the mercy of a very, very Islamophobic state, of people who just hate you in all aspects, as a student, as a Muslim, as a woman. And hate is a very strong word that I use, because it is, when you fight with the system, it is hate that all people who have been going through all of this in India have been, experiencing a lot of hate, and it is very, very difficult to deal with it, and it just scars you for life. Now, to begin with the healing process, I feel that if we all know there is a requirement for healing, but how do we come about this healing? Just small points that I would like to highlight as a scholar. uh, mm, uh, De-radicalization, I feel, is the first step towards healing in India right now. And mostly when we talk about de-radicalization, I think all the world over, it's like, oh, Muslims, they are so radical. They need to be, they need to be de-radicalized. But nobody's talking about the radicalization that that India is seeing against the Muslims, the hatred that is being spewed against Muslims, and how the institutions have completely failed the people of India in that sense. And again, yeah, so this de-radicalization needs to happen very fast, especially when you see, it is a very, very long process, but it is going to take it is going to take a lot of time, because there is a real, there's this thing about history, that people are being they are being made to feel insecure in their own country. A certain section, majority of people are being are being made to feel unsafe in their own country. They are made to feel under threat from a minority community. And it has happened over, over a period of time, over a number of years. So obviously it's not going to happen overnight that de-radicalization is going to happen. We need to learn our history as Indians, which is embedded, what we in Delhi call as the Ganga Jamuni Tehzeeb, the Muslims, Hindus, Sikhs, all religions in India, how they have, as a community, they have lived together, they have survived living in the same composite culture for so long. But we need to introspect, and this is a social introspection that needs to be done, that why have we come to this state? uh, to blame one single, I feel obviously there is a major role played by that political party, but to name and blame and only one political party which has just come into power for all the mess, I feel is an overstatement. And it's been years. It's been years since Muslims have been slowly isolated. We have been, moved to the fringes. And since my research is on urban social spatial segregation, and I have studied this phenomena, like how Delhi was a state of, a city of composite culture, and how, segregation slowly happened in the cities, and the Muslims kind of really moved out from the city center and started surviving only on the fringes. And mind you, this has not happened the last 10 years only. It is a process of the 60-70 years that has brought us to this point. So a certain de-radicalization process needs to start now, which is obviously going to take a lot of time among a community which is made to feel threatened, which is actually not the case. But what I would like to say is that, coming back to healing, can healing happen without reconciliation? And can reconciliation happen without justice? Is something we need to really look for. The process of healing definitely requires reconciliation. When two people fight, they are made to talk, right? And they are made to, okay, it's okay, you did this wrong, now it's okay, let's right the wrong, and let's just make up, and let's just be together, let's just sit together, let's just talk, let's just have a dialogue, and let's just sort the problems that you have, let's just clear the misconceptions that you have, and just like move on from that position. But that is not happening. Why is it not happening? Because no justice is happening. Justice is at the core of the healing process. With so much of injustice facing and so much of denial of justice from all institutions and layers of the society, a community is bound to feel left out. It is bound to feel betrayed, and with betrayal and lack of trust, the trust deficit that is there in India today, how can there be a reconciliation, and in turn, how can there be a healing, is one question that we really need to introspect. I would like to give very small examples. India has very many examples of this, but it's like very recently the example of the Babri Masjid. If we see, injustice happened because a mosque, leave apart the fact that there was a masjid or a mosque, just leave all of that apart. But there was a mosque, and it was broken down, it was desecrated, and it was violated, and it all happened in front of the country, and and the majority of the country was rejoicing. uh, and then what happened after that? So many Muslims were put into jails for inciting hate and all of that. So first a wrong happens to you, and then after that you are denied justice, fine. But then after that, more injustice is happening with you. In such a scenario, like how do you reconcile, and how do you healing comes much later. How do you reconcile for the lives lost, for the lives shattered, for loved ones lost? uh, can people be blamed for having bitterness? Is something that we as humans all need to understand. Matlab, when we talk about Muslims, as a community, not just in India, all over the world, Muslims are put at a very high pedestal, and we have to subscribe to very, very high morals and ideals which don't apply to other people. Like, especially in the case of Babri Masjid, we see. So can you blame can you blame when many people say that, you know, you should not you should not be revengeful, why don't you just reconcile with this fact, it's all just politics and we should all move on. But how do you move on when there is no acknowledgement of injustice to you, acknowledgement, reckoning? It's all of this is very important for the reconciliation process, and that is not happening in India right now. For somebody, people are put in jails, they are acquitted, they are slapped with UAPA, NSA, sedition, whatnot, all kinds of laws that the state is wielding to clamp down on dissent, and especially on Muslims. And it is so easy for the people to believe, oh, it's a Muslim, so oh, definitely this person must have done this. Oh, they are the born seditious. They should just go to Pakistan. Basically, I mean, all my timelines like Facebook, Twitter. I mean, why don't I go to Pakistan? It is very sad that, you know, there is a there is a state which might actually want to go to Pakistan, and that is like, no, you can't go to Pakistan. But when it comes to Indian Muslims, rest of the Muslims, and they're like, no, we consider this land ours, this is our country, we are patriotic, we are nationalist, we want to be part of this country, we have equal rights. And you are basically taking citizens, you are basically delegitimizing them, treating them as second class citizens in their own country. What does this show about the country, and what does the state of the country currently? So then when the denial of justice is there, it leaves open wounds, uh, and it you know, you're very, very far from the healing process. Then in my case, I would say that even now, uh, there is no acknowledgement of whether I was wronged. uh, you know, all of this, like, I'm an accused, but I am being treated as a convict, you know, that you know, I was just accused of all of this, but everybody keeps accusing me of all of this all the time, and keeps treating me like a convict, like your life changes, you nothing is normal. So this has become the new normal in the country right now, and this needs to stop. This needs to stop. Even yesterday we see the attack on journalists that is happening, and you know, Mandeep, he's been behind bars, and the way that arbitrary way that the police, you know, which is the state, is arresting people, and you know, the cases of illegal detention that are happening, and you don't know the whereabouts of the people. Then there is no process of law that is even being followed. So this thing leaves too much scars on your soul, on your mind, and you cannot heal from it without an acknowledgement, without a reparation at least, leave alone justice. And trust me, justice, it's very, very, very different from revenge. It's like, to want somebody to be punished for a wrong that they did to you is not revenge. It is a demand for justice, and it is the reaction of every single human being. When they are wrong, when we are wronged, we have an immediate need for you know, for justice, for punishment of the person who has wronged us, and that is but normal to feel. But I feel that in India, it is, I mean, I feel that our community has stopped even dreaming about justice. It's just not happening. And a mere acknowledgement, a mere reparation, guilt on part of the perpetrators is also something that seems very far-fetched to expect right now. uh, at the core of the healing process and the attainment of justice is also the question of dignity. You can get away with a lot of things, and people can forget and move on. But when you hurt somebody's dignity, when you make them feel inferior, when you make them feel powerless in their own country, there is no coming back from it. It becomes very difficult for a person to heal from it. And it basically makes a person lose faith in the institutions of the country. And I think that is what is happening right now in India. There is a trust deficit. There is a loss of faith of people in the democracy. And this loss of the right to a dignified life, when it is snatched away from you, uh, it makes you feel very minuscule. It makes you feel very small. And and you're just fighting. And even more so when it is in a very institutionalized and a legalized manner, and you're not even being allowed to defend yourself. That is something that, again, there is no coming back from, unless there is a guilt on part of the perpetrators of that violence, or some reparation or some acknowledgement that has to come out. And it's again, it's it's impossible to forgive, and without forgiveness you cannot break this cycle of violence, this cycle of hatred that you know um, that is there. uh, Again, in India right now, there is a strong need for the religious peace building, because on the basis of religion, not just Muslims, but we currently see that the Sikh community is being demonized, they are being dehumanized. And when students dissent, you label them as urban Naxals, Maoists. And when it's Muslims, they are terrorists, and they are Pakistanis, and they're ISIS agents and whatnot. And when Sikhs, it's like they are Khalistanis. And there is no end to this. There is simply no end to this. And there is each and every community in India, and I wouldn't say it's just the Muslims, it's the Sikhs, the Dalits in India, the women in India, who have become, who have really, women especially, they too have become a source of entertainment, violating women, invading their privacy, demonizing them, dehumanizing them is the favorite pastime. That is what the top entertainment and news channels, I wouldn't say top, because again, it is all, you don't know, you cannot differentiate between the truth and false these days in the post-truth world. So the most watched primetime news channels, that is what they're engaging in. So violation and the cycle of violence, I mean all the communities in India are saturated with this violence. And we definitely have come to a saturation level where it is important to act right now. Otherwise, it is already a catastrophic situation, but matters can definitely escalate even further. And India is definitely moving on the Nazi way, as we have time and again pointed out, and as we have been saying. I believe the step of forgiveness, when you forgive somebody, it does not include forgetting. I might forgive somebody only when that person shows a guilt. They acknowledge that they have wronged me. I might be able to forgive them. But forgetting is not, we should not forget. I strongly believe that we should not forget. We should forgive, but we should not forget, because only when we remember all of that is when we will look back at it, we will introspect it, and it leads, it basically, it opens a path for social re-looking, you can say, looking inwards at, if we do not have that record, if we are forgetting our past, if we are forgetting the injustices done to us, I think that is that will not many people might believe that, you know, you should just forget and you should just move on, and why do you keep going back to the past, and why do you keep bringing up this issue, this Babri issue? It's been 20 years, and you know, why do you have to keep bringing it up again and again? It's just for politics. If you would just move on from it. I strongly disagree, because it is only when you remember that you can introspect, that you can avoid it. If you forget, then it tends to get repeated again and again and again, and there is no way out of this cycle. So we must remember, and at the right time we must also forgive, because it does not just rid rid us of so many things. It may not be the end of the problem, but forgiveness actually unburdens one's soul also, and I strongly believe that. Uh, when we talk about the cycle of violence, that you know, mostly, you know, when we talk about conflict resolution, we talk about breaking the cycle of violence and, you know, transcending it. But do I really feel there is a cycle of violence in India? There is a cycle, but I definitely feel that it is a one-sided cycle, because there is this community which since last 70 years, which has been not just our community, many other communities, which have been trying very hard to prove their nationalism for this country. You know, they even so that we have internalized all of this hatred and this dehumanization so much, this violence so much, that a lot of us, many times, you know, unconsciously we become apologetic of our identity. We try to escape from asserting it, and over time it has increased, and you know, the situation becomes much worse then. So I feel that in the healing process also, what is important is that we accept our identities unapologetically, and with our identities we need to be accepted, and we accept others also. But these identities that I'm talking about is not these are not toxic identities that I'm talking about. I'm talking about positive identities, like the religion that you practice, you know, being a woman, your gender, all of these identities, these positive identities that you need to carry with you, but not as a baggage, but I think as a pride, as your pride and as a badge of honor, because you belong to a faith, because you believe in that faith, and if you have belief in that faith, you shouldn't be apologetic about it. So this internalization has in turn harmed us even more, and we need to really come out of it, and uh, we need to heal ourselves from this violence and this internalization of dehumanization or violation that we have, you know, that we have experienced over the years. And for this, again, I was talking about the cycle of violence. So again, apologetically, we have tried to, you know, prove our nationalism, define our place in the country. But I feel that even after 70 years, the situation has not improved. In fact, it has worsened. So definitely that is not the right way to do it. Then what is the right way to do it? The right way to do it is that keep asserting your identity. Keep asserting your identity till your identity becomes normal. Till it is okay to be a Muslim in this country, till it is okay to be a woman in this country, till it is okay to speak up in this country, and till it is okay to dissent in this country, to talk about others' pain and as if it is your own, and you know, to stand up for people, to study, but to also struggle alongside. until and unless all of these things are normalized, keep asserting your identity, keep speaking up, and never back down. And this, again, you might feel that this will you will have to face so much, but again, it is also a part of healing process, because if you keep feelings bottled up inside you, it is not going to break out in the right manner, in the manner that it should be breaking out. So giving vent to one's feeling, asserting and fighting for justice, for equality, for your right to speak up, for your identities, is something which is a very, very important part of the healing process. And also, in the times that we are forging new alliances, you might not agree with everything that a person is saying, but you can stand by them in for a common cause. You should come together, we should force alliances, we should clear the misconceptions that there are, and we should keep clearing them unless we get rid of them, is something I believe is definitely a part of the the healing process. uh, Finally, I believe that in a post-truth world, I say this very sadly, there seems to be no space for facts. And this is what lays the foundations of majoritarianism and populism that we are currently experiencing in our country. And because the majoritarian narratives, the populist narratives, they seem to be the reality, people subscribe to them, and it stops mattering whether it's true or not. But does that mean that you abandon the truth? And you also fall into this, you also try to create populist narratives? I don't think so, because we might not have a solution for it right now, but we cannot stop to endeavor to find that solution, which in the near future might open up. And uh, it might for some time seem like the victims are the defaulters, but and you're losing on all fronts. But I feel that in the future, when history shall be written, uh, when history shall be written, it it inshallah it shall be kinder and much more softer to the victims as it is now in India. And finally, I want to say a lot of things, but I don't know, maybe I think I will be short of time, and it's quite late in India here. um, Finally, I would like to say one thing, which is that why why should we not stop fighting? And what makes me, and it is not about me, people like me, to even more fiercely fight injustice, is that when you see so much injustice, and the process of seeing so much injustice, you realize that it's not just you, and there are worse things happening to people around you and people like you, and there are so many things that could have happened if people would not have spoken up for you. And that makes the spirit soar, and that is what gives it does not scare you. In fact, it kind of makes you stronger. But I don't feel that this is true for everybody, because sometimes the struggle is so hard on you that you might feel ki, okay, like I just need to sit back and I just need to take control of myself and my life, which is also okay. You can take that time, but in time I feel a lot of people, they overcome it, and they emerge very, very, very stronger. And slowly it does heal you. And that is the kind of healing that uh, India needs right now. uh, on this Republic Day, we we actually saw what the power of the Republic is. we had a Republic Day parade where people took control of the country and they came on the roads, and it was very peaceful. It was very beautiful when the common man reclaims the republic, and that is the true spirit of the republic. And you know what? It gives me so much hope for the country, and it after a long time it erased so much of hopelessness, so much of scarring, so many open wounds, and how people are really standing up today. One journalist is arrested and the rest of the journalists are all on the roads, fighting for them. And there may not be many, there may be less, but less is more. Less can be more, less will become more. And I would also like to say that we must never ever stop fighting for justice, however much far it might seem on the horizon. It might seem too far away. It might seem like the stars that you will never be able to catch, but you really need to keep fighting for justice, because if Allah wills, it shall be. Kun fayakun. So you should never be hopeless, and that is what is keeping so many people, me and so many people like me, to actually this is what is keeping us going basically here in India. And this country, it might seem that a lot of times people have told me that why are you so negative, why do you only point out about the bad things. And I was like, it's been so long that it's not like we don't appreciate the good things, but if we do not talk about the bad things, how are we going to make more good things? And that is why you need to really be critical. It's your own country. If we talk about self-criticism and we talk about being critical of yourself for self-improvement, if you're not critical of the country, how will our country grow? How will and I have a very different opinion about development. I would say, how will the country progress? How will progressive thought come about is something we really need to think about. So it is very important to criticize, and it is very important to keep talking about the negatives and keep discerning the negatives and keep putting it out there, for people to see and for people to look back on. And that is, I feel, the true spirit of the republic. And the world's largest democracy, I think, has had a very long journey, and this is the spirit that has brought us to a democratic functioning, which is being lost in the country today, and it needs to be revived. So happy Republic Day to everybody out there, and thank you so much for having me here today, Amina.
Thank you so much, our sister Sephora. You spoke passionately and reminded us of, the Islamophobia, the rampant Islamophobia that's taking place in India, as well as gave a message of, we have to take action right now because the state of India is the way that you described it. Thank you so much. It's an absolute honor for us to have you and hear that powerful message from you. Next, we have with us Mr. Muhammad Adib, who's an Indian politician from Delhi. He's been a former president of Aligarh Muslim University Students' Union before being a member of the Rajya Sabha, represented the Bahujan Samaj Party. In 2019, he joined Shivpal Yadav, Samajwadi Party, along with some Muslim leaders after the alliance of Samajwadi Party and Bahujan Samaj Party. He graduated from Aligarh Muslim University and recently penned down a book titled Zindagi Zara Aista Chal, and that sheds light on the 50-year Muslim politics. Thank you so much, Mr. Muhammad Adib, for being with us here today. We have actually a video that we will play by him.
ये बड़ी खुशी की बात है कि अमेरिका में हमारे जो हिंदुस्तानी भाई बहन और लोग रह रहे हैं, सालों से रह रहे हैं, उनकी तंजीम IAMC ने 26 जनवरी का जश्न यौम जमहूरिया को मनाने का फैसला किया और कर रहे हैं। हमें मालूम है कि IAMC ने बहुत से गैर मामूली काम किए हैं इस मुल्क के वक़ार को ऊंचा करने के लिए। वो बराबर काविशें और कोशिशें करते हैं, हम उनको मुबारकबाद देते हैं। अजीज़ों और साथियों, ये جو 26 जनवरी کا جشن منایا جاتا ہے ہندوستان میں، اور اب ہم نے دیکھا کہ امریکہ میں اور مختلف جگہوں پہ بھی من رہا ہے، یہ صرف کوئی کانسٹیٹیوشن کو اڈاپٹ کرنے کا دن نہیں ہے، بلکہ یہ ایک تاریخ ہے، ایک تصور ہے جس کو گاندھی نے 1923 میں کانگریس کے سیشن میں رکھا تھا کہ جب ہمارا ملک آزاد ہوگا تو یہ ملک کسی بادشاہ سے، کسی ڈکٹیٹر سے، کسی حاکم سے نہیں چلے گا، ہم سب مل کے اس ملک کو چلائیں گے، ہر آدمی حصے دار ہوگا، اور یہ ڈیموکریٹک ریپبلک ہوگا جہاں سب کی حصے داری و بیانداری ہوگی۔ پھر اسی تصور کو آگے بڑھایا جب جواہر لال نہرو 1936 میں کانگریس کے پریزیڈنٹ ہوئے، تو انہوں نے اپنا ویژن ڈاکومنٹ کراچی میں کہا، اور کہا کہ یہ ہمارا ملک آزادی کے بعد یہ ڈیموکریٹک ریپبلک ہوگا جس میں سب کی حصہ داری اور بھاگی داری ہوگی۔ یہ کام امبیڈکر کو دیا گیا، اور امبیڈکر نے بڑی خوبی کے ساتھ ایک ایسا قانون، ایک ایسا آئین بنایا جس کو ہم کہہ سکتے ہیں کہ دنیا میں ایک نایاب قانون۔ دنیا کے جتنے ملک آپ دیکھیں گے، خاص طور سے یورپ، ان کا مذہب ایک ہے، ان کا کلچر ایک ہے، ان کا کھانا بھی بہت کچھ ایک ہے، ان کی تہذیب بھی بہت کچھ ایک ہے، لیکن زبان کے اوپر یورپ میں کتنے ملک بن گئے، یعنی جس زبان میں بولا جائے گا وہ زبان، جس کی زبان ہے وہ اس کا ملک ہے۔ اگر فرانسیسی بولتا ہے تو فرانس ہے، اور ڈچ بولتا ہے تو ڈنمارک ہے، اور اگر اٹالین بولتا ہے تو اٹلی ہے۔ ہندوستان ایک ایسا ملک جس کا تصور ہمارے بزرگوں نے کیا تھا، اور جس کو اس آئین میں مضبوطی ملی۔ اس زمین پر نہ جانے کتنی بھاشائیں بولی جاتی ہیں، نہ جانے کتنے مذہب ہیں، نہ جانے کتنے کھانے ہیں، نہ جانے کتنے کلچر ہیں۔ کنیا کماری سے لے کے کشمیر تک، اور نارتھ سے لے کر گوا تک آپ جائیں تو مختلف مذاہب ملیں گے، مختلف کلچر ملیں گے، مختلف زبانیں ملیں گی، لیکن سب کے سب کو ایک قانون میں، ایک آئین میں اس کو پرو دیا، جس کو اس کانسٹیٹیوشن کو، جس کو کانسٹیٹیوشن اسمبلی نے جنوری 1949 میں اس کو اڈاپٹ کیا، اور 26 جنوری 1950 کو یہ عمل میں آیا، اور ہندوستان کا گورنمنٹ آف انڈیا ایکٹ جو 1935 کا تھا، اس کو بدل کر یہ ملک میں یہ نافذ کیا گیا۔ ہم بڑے فخر کے ساتھ کہہ سکتے ہیں کہ ہمارا آئین اس دنیا میں ایک ایسا آئین ہے جو ایک نمونہ ہے۔ آپ سوچئے کہ ایک اتنا بڑا ملک جس میں اتنے مختلف قوموں کے ڈیرے مختلف وقتوں میں آئے اور یہیں کے ہو کے رہ گئے، یہاں کی زمین نے سب کو اپنے میں اڈاپٹ کر لیا۔ آج اس پورے ملک کو جو باندھنے کی جو چیز ہے، جس کے اوپر سب بندھے ہوئے، وہ اس ملک کا آئین ہے۔ اس لیے ہم کو اس دن جشن منانا چاہیے، اس طرح سے جیسے ہم کوئی تہوار مناتے ہیں۔ یہ مذہبی تہوار نہیں ہے، لیکن اس ملک کی عظمت اور عظمت کا تہوار ہے۔ ہم کو اسی لیے ایک دوسرے کو مبارکباد بھی دینی چاہیے۔ آخر میں پھر امریکہ کے اپنے ان ساتھیوں کو، بالخصوص IAMC کے لوگوں کو، کہ وہ آج امریکہ میں رہ کر، اس ملک سے اتنے دور رہ کر بھی اس ملک کے آئین کو، اور اس ملک کے اس دن کو، جس دن اس ملک کو ایک نیا آئین ملا تھا، اس کے لیے اتنا بڑا اہتمام کر رہے ہیں۔ میں ان سب کا شکریہ کرتا ہوں، اور میں چاہتا ہوں کہ ہم سب لوگ اس آئین کی تحفظ کے لیے اپنی زندگی کے ہر شعبے میں یہ ثابت کر دیں کہ یہ آئین جب تک رہے گا، جب تک یہ ملک رہے گا، اس کی حفاظت ہماری ذمہ داری ہے۔ بہت بہت شکریہ۔
Again, we had another powerful message here, but we would like to continue on this event with the welcoming Brother Ahsan Khan, who's the president of the Indian American Muslim Council at national level, with dozens of local chapters in major cities in the United States. Our respectable Brother Ahsan Khan, the stage is yours.
Thank you. My dear brothers and sisters and honorable guests, Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon all of you. I am pleased to welcome you all to celebrate India's 72nd Republic Day. My name is Ahsan Khan, and I am the National President of Indian American Muslim Council, which is the oldest and largest Indian American organization dedicated to preserving Indian Constitution's values of democracy, pluralism, secularism, and freedom of speech and faith. I will start with a small share, which I really liked, and I think it gives you a complete gist of what the whole day we are remembering today. It says, बे-इंतहा शहीदों के अफसाने हैं, बे-इंतहा शहीदों के अफसाने हैं, जब सहर हुई तो शाम होना लाजमी है, जब सहर हुई तो शाम होना लाजमी है, मेरे वतन की बात है भाई, मेरे वतन की बात है भाई, यौम जमहूरिया की मुबारकबाद देना लाजमी है. And with that, I would like to wish all of you a very happy Republic Day. और हिंदी में जिस तरह से कहते हैं कि गणतंत्र दिवस की हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं हमारी तरफ से कबूल फरमाइए, और अगर उर्दू हो तो यौम जमहूरिया की मुबारकबाद हम आपको पेश करते हैं. Brothers and sisters, thank you very much for taking the time and joining us for this very important celebration. Today, we commemorate the landmark event when India adopted its constitution, paving the way for the rise of modern, secular, and democratic Republic of India. In other words, this was the day when India adopted its Bill of Rights, guaranteeing liberty, equality, justice, and freedom of speech and expression to all of its citizens. Before I reflect upon these 72 years, I would like to thank all of our special guests who have taken time from their busy schedules and participated with their message, and also some of them were present live. So I really want to thank them for your time. I would like to first thank our former Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha, and former President of Aligarh Muslim University, Janab Mohtaram Muhammad Adib Sahab, for giving us a bit of history and importance of Republic Day and sending us a message of unity and brotherhood in our country, yet expressing concerns over the present conditions too. I would like to even thank Mr. Anil Wagade Sahab, alumni of IASC and IIM, and who have held senior positions in very well-known companies like Infosys, Capgemini, and CSS corporations. MashaAllah, he's a very prominent activist at heart who believes that excluded minorities, women, and Dalits can contribute immensely to the society. Anil Sahab, I want to thank you for reading the Constitution and reminding of what is important for us in the order it has been written and how it is very important for us, especially today. I would like to thank Ms. Safura Zargar. MashaAllah, आपके औलाद की पैदाइश की हमारी तरफ से हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं, हमारी तरफ से बहुत बहुत मुबारकबादी है आपको इंडियन अमेरिकन मुस्लिम काउंसिल की तरफ से. And she's an Indian activist leader from Kishwar, Jammu and Kashmir, and an MPhil student of Jamia Millia Islamia. Sister Safura, I was moved by your speech. Thank you for your time today and enlightening us with the ground situation in India. And thank you for your struggle and reminding us of our Ganga Jamni Tehzeeb. And your point, I really liked when you said, less will become more if we keep fighting for justice. And that is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is really, really a great point which you said. And inshallah, working in the organization and working for the justice, working for the peace, we have experienced the same, that less will become always more. But that less needs to happen. Last but not the least, I would like to thank Mr. Sushant Singh Sahab, Indian TV character actor, activist, author, presenter, and known for his works in Saudhan India. We have seen him many times, and even in Hindi cinema. A very nice, different, appearance of him because of his upcoming movie. Thanks a lot for bringing great shows and entertainment to many NRIs here, who continues to keep in touch with their motherland. And these TV shows and everything brings all of us together, irrespective of anybody's religion. Thank you for your time, sir, and being available and appreciating our work here at Indian American Muslim Council. So thanks a lot. I would also like to thank all organizers for running this Republic Day contest. I know I always express my desire that this is a very, very special event for Indian American Muslim Council. And I want it to happen, and all the organizers, who have Ibrahim Bhai, Sajid Bhai, and everyone who have been constantly working on it, Ajit Bhai, Roz Bhai, and Sister Amina, thanks a lot for your great work. Once again, you're amazing, mashallah. And thank you for running the essay and video contest and sending this message across the nation of celebrating India's 72nd Republic Day. Brothers and sisters, we have been celebrating India's Republic Day from last so many years here in USA. And we had very prominent personalities, even congressmen and congresswomen, coming to see these celebrations and participating in it. Even Indian officials and also many from different chapters, they celebrate this important day in our history. And especially, I get really excited by seeing the participation of many of kids and even adults participating in essay contest as well as the video contest. And these contests have time and again shown how people from different cultures, languages, traditions, religions, they all come together celebrating our Republic Day. It doesn't matter whether he's a Hindu or a Muslim or a Christian or a Sikh or Dalit, doesn't matter. Irrespective of our religions, we participate to celebrate our country, our traditions, our nation, and yet it is our Republic Day. So it is a very important day at Indian American Muslim Council. And I'm sure today the team will showcase amazing talent and amazing writers who came forward, write essays, send their message through video contests and all. So I would like to even take this opportunity and thank all of you who have participated in this year. And I'm sure there are exciting prizes waiting for all of you winners. So thank you all. Brothers and sisters, as we reflect upon these 72 years, I'm filled with pride in all that India has accomplished, starting with very humble beginnings in the early years to a technological powerhouse, and then its immense engineering and scientific talent pool and human resources brimming with potential and ready to lead India through the 21st century. Yet what gives me more pride is our rich history and shared struggles of Indians from all walks of life and communities who came together to lay the foundation of modern republic. On this rich foundation, India has since also emerged as the world's largest democracies and also one of the most diverse countries with dozens of religions, languages, ethnicities, all living harmoniously. This is very important. India's large and religiously diverse population makes it arguably the most pluralistic society in the world. Yet I believe that the secular foundation of the Indian Constitution forms the basis of this largely harmonious society and the nation's progress in the years ahead. It is very heartening to see that most of us continue to keep very close ties to our nation of birth, India, in spite of having established ourselves quite firmly in our adopted nation, which is the United States of America. And we always cherish to grow the bonds between these two great nations, the world's oldest democracy and the world's largest democracy. As India charts its course for the 21st century, let us not forget the challenges confronting India in these times. The recent years have seen an rise in the forces of religious sectarianism and religious extremism, forces that threaten to drag India back to cycles of religious violence of the past and rip the social fabric of the nation. I urge Indian Americans to remain vigilant and work towards preserving the secular and liberal values in the Indian society, values enshrined so deeply in the Constitution of India. We at Indian American Muslim Council strive to strengthen the secular institutions in India and promote time-honored values of pluralism, tolerance, and peaceful coexistence among all ethnic and religious groups. Brothers and sisters, we all know what is going on with farmers and their agitation and appeal to government to resolve, and we have appealed to the government to resolve these issues. We have also given a statement demanding repeal of the pro-corporate farm laws, as well as even draconian Citizenship Amendment Act, CAA, and National Register of Citizens, NRC. We have protested here in different chapters: Austin, Atlanta, Dallas, Boston, New York, Raleigh, Seattle, you name them, and several other cities by the diaspora community, and with our coalition partners. And many people came out because they too feel about what is happening in India. Also, let us not forget the recent issue of vandalization of Mahatma Gandhi's statue in California. Indian American Muslim Council, which is dedicated to safeguarding India's pluralist and tolerant ethos, strongly condemned this vandalization and destruction of our father of nation, Mahatma Gandhi's statue in the city of Davis. The heinous act has hurt the sentiments, not just of the Indian American community, but of millions of people in the United States who continue to be inspired by Mahatma Gandhi's struggle for peace, pluralism, and justice. On the occasion of his death anniversary, also, we have drawn attention to the fact that the same hateful and divisive ideologies that claimed the Mahatma's life continue to plague the world, albeit in different forms. This is just certain things which happened recently, but brothers and sisters, apart from all these things, we all know the struggles which are happening in India. Today, we are struggling with multiple issues that are like love jihad, cow lynching, jailing our activist. Sister Safura was here explaining, what has happened with her. And we are asked to showcase our patriotism time and again. I don't know why. We all know about the contribution of Muslims during independence. I don't need to go back and repeat the whole thing again. Even at Indian American Muslim Council, our mission statement is peace, pluralism, and social justice for all the minorities in India. Again, it is first, we believe in peace. We are not against any particular community. We are not against, Hindus or any religion as such. We are against the hate ideology which is being spread. That is what bothers us. Why? Because we want to save the exact soul of India. No one can question our loyalty or patriotism because we have certified it. Same, by our blood and sweat. Brothers and sisters, together we commit to preserve the values that define our joint heritage of peace, equality, and justice. India would not be India without the fullness of its diversity. I repeat, India would not be India without the fullness of its diversity. When Mahatma Gandhi said, Hindus and Muslims are my two eyes. One cannot see without the other. As the father of the nation for all of India's Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, Christians, Buddhists, and Jews, Mahatma Gandhi repeatedly said, India cannot survive but as a joint heritage of all its faiths. Brothers and sisters, I call upon all Indians to come together in our shared struggle against racism and discrimination that divides us to build a more inclusive, pluralistic, and tolerant India. On this Republic Day, let us resolve to strengthen India's deepest commitments to pluralism and democratic values. May India's light shine ever brighter. Once again, Happy Republic Day to all of you. And before I end, I really like some Urdu shares also. And that completely translates to the work what we are doing. And we appeal everyone who is out there to come and join this force, this organization, irrespective of any religion. Let us all join hands against this hate ideology. Let us preserve the exact idea of India, what our freedom strugglers and everybody who have participated in the freedom have dreamt about. And with that, I want to say this share, which brings all of us together. Aao miljul ke chalo, aao miljul ke chalo, pehle yahi kaam kare. Aao miljul ke chalo, pehle yahi kaam kare. Sab ikhlas aur mohabbat ka chalan aam kare. Let us all come together and do this work and have that character of being together, of loving each other. Sab ikhlas aur mohabbat ka chalan aam kare. Isi andaz se har dil mein utarna hoga. Brothers and sisters, this is how we can go to the hearts of the people. Kaam Bharat ke liye humko ye karna hoga. We have to work for our desh, our country, our India, our mulk. Apne Bharat ko bulandi ki taraf lana hai. That is what we are committed to. That is what we dream about. That is what every person in Indian American Muslim Council feels about, and they give their time, their effort to see that our India comes to that level of highness. अपने भारत को बुलंदी की तरफ लाना है और बहुत दूर तरक्की के लिए जाना है. Brothers and sisters, I will just again say the whole thing once again. आओ मिलजुल के चलो, पहले यही काम करें, सब इखलास और मोहब्बत का चलन आम करें. इसी अंदाज से हर दिल में उतरना होगा. काम भारत के लिए हमको ये करना होगा. अपने भारत को बुलंदी की तरफ लाना है और बहुत दूर तरक्की के लिए जाना है. With that, once again, Happy Republic to all of you. Jai Hind. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Ahsan Bhai. And I think that, whatever praise I do of Ahsan Bhai will be less. He's led the organization for the past several years under his phenomenal leadership. And the organization under his wing has grown to 23 chapters. And I want to call out, one amazing quality about Ahsan Bhai is he keeps the group together always, right? He's always keeping everyone together, listening to the ideas, encouraging youth involvement. And really, I think that he's setting up IAMC for future, bigger and better success, inshallah. And on behalf of all of the IAMC members here, all of the team, and particularly the Chicago chapter and the now forming youth chapter as well, I want to thank Ahsan Bhai, right, for his leadership and for just really hearing all of us out and encouraging us to get involved. Thank you so much, Ahsan Bhai. And with that, I will pass the mic to Ajit Bhai for the award ceremony here. Ajit Bhai?
Thank you. Before you give it to Ajit Bhai, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your work. Really appreciate it. We are blessed to have you. Thanks a lot. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Ahsan Saab. Thank you, Amina. Thank you everybody for joining the program today. Anil Bhai, it's wonderful again to hear you speak one more time. It's always a delight to hear you speak, the way you expound on all the issues facing India. It was, of course, it was really a highlight to hear Sister Safura Zargar speak. She has gone through a lot, and she's truly the face of resistance in India. As we know, hundreds, probably thousands of people who are critics of this government have been arrested, put in prison. The worst kind of charges have been filed against them, and you have heard about all of that. So thank you. As you all know, Indian American Muslim Council had organized a video contest which we have had very exciting prizes, and now I'm here to announce the results of this video contest. The video contest, the theme of the contest was Vision 2021 and Beyond, and this is especially relevant in the context of what has been happening with India, especially the Indian minorities, Muslims especially, and Christians also, in the last nearly 2 years, beginning with the decision of the Indian government to revoke Article 370 in Kashmir, and then CAA happened. The NRC was published for Assam, which is highly discriminatory against Muslims. Then the Babri Masjid, the highly ridiculous judgment of the Supreme Court of India on the Babri Masjid. The Supreme Court itself acknowledged that there was no evidence that there had been a temple before there was a mosque there, and that this was indeed the birthplace of Lord Ram, and the Supreme Court also acknowledged that this mosque was criminally demolished, and yet the Supreme Court decided that the land will be given to the Hindus to build a temple. I am a Hindu myself, and let me say this to all of you and anybody who is willing to receive this message from me. The ideology of Hindu nationalism, which is known as Hindutva, is most harmful for the Hindus themselves. We must remember what happened with German Christians who believed in German nationalism that was espoused by Adolf Hitler 70, 80 years ago. And see what happened to the people of Germany. So we must remember that this ideology is not only going to destroy peace and harmony in India, it is also going to destroy the Hindu society. And that's why I oppose it as a Hindu. Coming back to the video contest, submissions had come from all over the world. Please play the video.
And about stop spreading the fake messages, know the news if it is true or false, have a research on it, and thank you. Jai Hind.
Happy Republic Day, everyone. And thank you for IAMC for organizing the event. और हरा रंग ये अलग अच्छा नहीं लगता, केसर और हरा रंग ये अलग अच्छा नहीं लगता, फिर से मेरे तिरंगे की वापसी हो।
साथ लड़ो, मैं कुछ बदल गई हूँ कहते हो, तीनों रंगों को गहरा कर अपने मुल्क की इस खासियत को बचाओ, मैं कुछ बदल गई हूँ कहते हो। ये बेरुखी छोड़ अपनी दोस्ती का अंदाज वो पहले सा करो, मैं कुछ बदल गई हूँ कहते हो, तुम भी बदलो ना यार मेरे, मैं कुछ बदल गई।
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Fariha Naz. I am 14 years old. I'm making this video for Indian American Muslim Council Republic Day contest. Before moving forward, I like to work really hard for us in our country. We should apply their teachings and influence from them to our daily life. From my point of view, to solve these problems in India, in the future, we should choose our leaders wisely and follow our fundamentals so that we can have peace in our country and so that India can become the best country in the world. I'd like to give a special thanks to all soldiers, farmers, doctors, nurses, teachers.
Good morning everybody. I am Dr. Manuja Bhuiya. Today I am going to put some light on the topic, how should common people counter the forces of polarization sweeping the country. Indian nation is a harmonious collection of religious communities which lead to the development of common goals that might enable groups to work together. Increase in intergroup contacts. More knowing to each other can reduce prejudice between groups. A genuine exchange of ideas between individuals of same social rank. Citizen assemblies. Representative citizens are brought together to deliberate over challenging social or political issues. The fakeness of the news. So that's all for today. Thank you everybody. Have a nice day.
आदाब, नमस्कार, सत श्री अकाल। आप लोगों का स्वागत है। मैं हूं प्रिंस राज। इंडियन अमेरिकन मुस्लिम काउंसिल द्वारा आयोजित रिपब्लिक डे कॉन्टेस्ट का एक युवा प्रतिभा 72 वर्ष यानी भारत के संविधान के सौगंध लिए 72 वर्ष हो गए। पर आज हम मुआयना करेंगे कि स्थिति कितनी बदली है, क्या क्या बदलाव हुए हैं। 1950 का भारत और 2021 का भारत कैसा लग रहा है, अंतर क्या है। लांघेंगे आसमान यदि लांघने हो, मदहोश स्वार्थी सामंतों को 2 बैलों की कथा सुनाएंगे, उदय गीत हम गाएंगे। लिखेंगे कल कलम से ऐसे मजमून भी इतराएंगे, मजमून यानी शब्द जो शब्द से सजेंगे। यार आलिंगन को तरसेंगे, हम ऐसे भारत सजाएंगे, हम ऐसे भारत सजाएंगे, उदय गीत हम गाएंगे। धन्यवाद।
दिल कहता है आबाद रहे तू ए वतन मेरे, दिल कहता है आबाद रहे तू ए वतन मेरे, सजदा करूं कि कोई बुरी नज़र ना लगे। जुल्म की नफ़रत की कहानियाँ अब बस बहुत हुई, जुल्म की नफ़रत की कहानियाँ अब बस बहुत हुई, अमन की शुरुआत चलो हम सब मिलकर करें। दिल कहता
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abraruddin Muhammad. I am 9 years old and I am making this video for Indian American Muslim Council Republic Day contest. Today I'll be sharing a few short plays of India's freedom fighters and famous personalities. I was in prison while I participated in hunger strikes, demanding
है दिल की आरज़ू तेरी नदियों।
आदाब, नमस्कार, मेरा नाम है यामीन। ये स्पीच इंडियन अमेरिकन मुस्लिम काउंसिल के रिपब्लिक डे कॉन्सर्ट के लिए बनाया गया है। मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों, सबसे पहले आप सबको रिपब्लिक डे की बहुत बहुत मुबारकबाद।
आदाब, नमस्कार, मेरा नाम यूसुफ, मैं कानपुर इंडिया से हूँ। मेरी टॉपिक जो मुझे आज दी गई है उसका नाम है फर्स्ट हैंड अकाउंट ऑफ स्टोरीज एंड इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ पीपल हेल्पिंग ईच अदर इरेस्पेक्टिव ऑफ रिलीजन। और ये टॉपिक जो बनाए गए हैं वो है इंडियन अमेरिकन मुस्लिम काउंसिल के लिए रिपब्लिक डे की सेलिब्रेशन की कॉन्टेस्ट के लिए बनाए गए हैं।
Hello everyone. Before we start, I would like to thank IAMC for hosting this event. It really brings joy. COVID's made life harder than anything I've experienced. We have a really good world, but some cruel people have decided to do bad things, leading to violence and brutality. We can only overcome the darkness and current challenges if we take the wise advice of Dr. Ambedkar seriously. We keep democracy in peril. We must remove this contradiction at the earliest possible moment, else those who suffer from the inequality will blow up the structure of democracy which this Constituent Assembly has so laboriously built up. Jai Bhim!
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Kashifa Mariam and I am competing at the IAMC Muslim contest. A father leaves and his wife and children sadly wave in fear that next time they'll meet at his grave. To have to go through such things is upsetting, not shared. If you are a human and have ideals that will ensure respect and equality, I will stand by your side and
Good morning, respected principal sir, teachers, and my dear friends. I am Aniket Linka of Standard 2C. Let me wish you all a very happy 72nd Republic Day. I am excited and glad to take this opportunity to say a few words about our country. 7 decades ago on.
Hello everyone, how are you? Happy Republic Day to you all. My name is Vasili Khan. I'm 6.5 years old and I'm from Australia. Happy Republic Day to you all and Jai Hind!
All right. So thank you for playing that video. Now let's look at the winners of today's awards. In the Kids Awards, we have the consolation prize goes to Salman Ahmed Sheikh. Many, many congratulations. Third prize is Muhammad Yusuf. Second is Aniket Lanka. And the top prize, the first prize, that has gone to Maz Khan. And this was the Kids Awards. And as you know, you heard this, there was this young boy from Australia. We have had our participants from all over the world, from India, from Australia, from the Gulf, the Middle East, from Canada, from US, everywhere there people have participated in this. The Youth Awards, the consolation prizes and special mentions have gone to Hiba Mudassir and Muhammad Yamin. The third prize has gone to Siddhant Nima. The second prize has gone to Abaruddin Muhammad. And the first prize has gone to Kashifa Maryam. And then finally, the Teen and the Adults Awards. Consolation prize, special mention has gone to Manoja Bhuya, Miss Manoja Bhuya, and Mr. Prince Raj. The third prize is for Fariha Naz. The second prize, and we have 3 winners, they will all share the prize, is Ms. Priya Gupta, Ms. Farhat Khan, and Mr. Gulrez Khan. And first prize, it's the most incredible video, hands down winner is the Deccan Divers of Riyadh. Sohail, Shibra, Sana, and Khalid. That was the first that we started with. What a beautiful video that was. Thank you so much. Amina, over to you.
Absolutely. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the winners. The great job and absolutely marvelous video. And please do continue to participate in these type of contests. Thanks a lot, everyone. This was amazing. Thank you, Ajit Bhai, for carrying out this. And Sister Amina, the stage is all yours.
Thank you.
Sorry,
so
I just came up in between.
No worries. I totally agree that this
myself.
was. Yeah, no worries. This was absolutely amazing. We all just saw the videos, and it's so nice to see so many of these submissions, from people like Ajit Bhai said across the world. So thank you so much to everyone for joining with us today with IAMC. Thank you so much for listening in to all of these wonderful speakers, and happy Republic Day to all. Take care.